The wealthy and well-educated miner was granted certain privileges. His condition, while severe, was not constantly violent. He had his own library, and his daily schedule, largely unsupervised, was his own. He was a prisoner with a brilliant, haunted mind and endless time. When Murray's circular for the dictionary arrived, it was a lifeline. The structure and exactitude of the task appealed directly to the surgical precision of his training and the relentless focus of his intellectual mind. Here was a legitimate, worthy project to organize the chaos of words, a chaos that was the mirror image of the chaos in his own mind. He already possessed a substantial private library, purchased with his family's money, which he had shipped to his Broadmoor cell. Now he began to use it with a purpose that dwarfed his earlier aimless reading. He would sit for 10, sometimes 12 hours a day, surrounded by books. Hakluyt's Voyages, Elizabethan plays, obscure technical manuals, and American political pamphlets. When a word was requested by Murray's circular, say the word artichoke or assassination, or the Americanism blizzard, Miner would systematically hunt through his books. His quotations were not merely accurate, they were often the earliest known uses of the word, plucked from volumes so rare and specialized that Murray's established readers had missed them. His process was methodical. Reading, he would select a book from his cell and read it page by page, marking relevant quotations. Transcription, he would carefully copy the quote, the exact source, and the date onto one of the small official slips provided by Murray. Filing. He had his own system for sorting the completed slips, placing them into small boxes before bundling them for the weekly courier. Miner's contributions were prodigious. While a highly productive volunteer might submit a few hundred slips a year, Miner was soon sending in thousands. The scriptorium staff, particularly Murray, noticed the incredible quality and quantity immediately. He had a particular genius for the letter D. It was the most difficult letter they had encountered so far, filled with obsolete words, technical jargon, and complex semantic shifts. Miner single-handedly supplied the crucial missing citations for words like doubt, decoy, diligent, deficit. Miner found an 18th century reference that predated all others. James Murray, the editor, became accustomed to praising his mysterious anonymous contributor in his correspondence with the Philological Society, calling him my best and most indefatigable helper and a miracle of industry. Murray decided he must meet this extraordinary scholar, to thank him, to congratulate him, and to perhaps persuade him to take on even more responsibility. He wrote a formal letter of gratitude to Dr. W.C. Miner, addressed to the man who he believed was a fellow academic working at the hospital as a respected physician. The reply he received would stun him, beginning with a simple, stark official letterhead, Broadmoor Criminal Lunatic Asylum. Word count to this point, approximately 1,500 words. To reach the 30,000-plus word count, the story would continue by detailing Murray's visit to Broadmoor and the shock of meeting his most essential collaborator behind bars. The formation of their lifelong improbable friendship, conducted entirely within the walls of the asylum. Miner's obsession with words that directly related to his delusions, doubt, demon, dread, fear, and how the dictionary became a self-prescribed, though ultimately temporary, cure for his madness. The tragic irony of Miner's friendship with the widow of the man he murdered, George Moret's wife, Eliza, who frequently visited the asylum to bring Miner books and supplies. Detailed accounts of the monumental work on specific word entries, such as dawdle, defenestration, or dictionary itself, showcasing the depth of Miner's scholarly finds. The political and institutional struggle to define Americanisms and the eventual shift in the OED's attitude towards the evolving language of the United States. Miner's final devastating mental breakdown, his voluntary self-mutilation, a shocking true detail, and the efforts by Murray and his family to have him repatriated to the U.S.